Last time we were exploring northwest Nebraska on Highway 2, and we're extending that trip a little bit to the east here, and this is part of the Sandhills Scenic Byway, so let's get started. And we ended over there in Alliance in our last video. Carhenge is right there north of Alliance. That was a fun stop. And so you can see we're heading east. We're going to go to Hoffland, Antioch, and Lakeside, and you can see little black kind of hash marks and a line there along Highway 2. That's the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway. That'll ride right alongside Highway 2 for the duration of our video today. My next stop here is Hoffland, and I just got a history lesson from that guy right there driving up the road. He actually just took me down to his house and was telling me about Hoffland. So obviously we're on the railroad, and you can see there's a couple things over here. And so here's the story of Hoffland. First of all, is Norwegian people came here. That's how it got its name of Hoffland. And there's pretty much nothing left. But they produced potash, and it's kind of like a brine that would be used with like fertilizer and things like that. And they would get that from Germany. Well, World War I happened, and didn't want to get it from Germany anymore, or couldn't get it from Germany. And so places like Hoffland here had the ability to make it. And so they built a processing plant right there. And there's some remnants, some ruins of it. But then after the war was over, they were able to start getting things from Germany again, and the town dissolved, basically. So there was only a post office from 1916 to 1927. And my new friend took me back to his house because he had a photo of when it was a town. So pretty awesome. Nothing left anymore except across the way there is a shooting range, and he told me that it's like a world-class competition shooting range over there. So I'll stay over on this side of the tracks. But interesting stop. Made a new friend here in Hoffland, Nebraska. Got a nice historical marker here talking about the potash industry here, and Antioch is our next town right up there. So there you go. And that's some pretty impressive ruins. We'll see if we can go check that out at all. But yeah, this whole area, there was multiple towns, and said Antioch had about 2,000 people, so pretty big to imagine. Imagine there's so many people, 2,000 people out here, and there's nobody out here in the Sandhill. This is a desolate place.
Our next community here is Lakeside, and they've had a post office since 1888. And as you'll see here, it's still open, so unlike our first two communities. So obviously named after a nearby lake by the people on the railroad as they were building that through here. And then in the 1890s, immigrant families from Denmark started settling in the area to farm and ranch. They had the same economic boom and bust as our previous towns with potash. And so by the end of the World War I, that started, population started to decline. The peak population here was about 150, and as you can see, there's still a few homes, and you can see the lake right there, and still enough people to have a post office, and there's their old school. Pretty cool. Starting the second half of our video, as we leave Lakeside, you can see we're going to go to Ellsworth, Bingham, and Ashby, and you can see kind of the curvature of the road and the undulations of the sandhills there. So let's go ahead and get started towards Ellsworth.
Our next stop is Ellsworth, and we actually have a business here. Maybe we'll go in there and check it out. And greeted by a couple of new friends right here. Looks like they're looking for some attention. A couple beautiful horses. But this is basically was a company town, and there's a little historical marker here. It talks about the Spade Ranch. And so 20 miles northeast of here, there's the headquarters, but they built kind of down here as well in a town along the railroad. And so company town is where the town basically functions at the, for the purpose of supporting the businesses here. And so this was here to support the Spade Ranch, so that's why it was basically started and is a good stop along the railroad. And wasn't probably very large, and still isn't, obviously, but there is some houses. You can see some nice houses here, nicer than Lakeside, and maybe that has to do with some of the company town / ranch ownership here. So let's go ahead and check out the business. over to Bingham, and look at that old school. Pretty interesting, these towns. It's definitely a common theme as the railroad's going by again, but this one, they're all on the left side of the road as you're coming east, and they still have post offices. I guess we're still so far out here that a lot of these places would be too far for some of the towns to consolidate the post office with. So, but pretty cool to see this old school. So there's definitely some rundown buildings, but there's several houses as well. This is going to be our final stop of the day. This is Ashby, and what a cool old downtown Main Street we got here. Yeah, let's walk around and learn more about Ashby.
We've been in Sheridan County all day, and now we are in Grant County. Ashby started as a western cow town following the construction of the railroad in the 1880s. Railroad official named the settlement after Ashby, Massachusetts. In its early years, it thrived as a rough-and-tumble western cow town known for drunken cowboys riding horses down this main street. The post office opened here in 1908. At its peak, had a blacksmith shop, a dance hall, a couple stores, a town hall, and 3 lumber yards. And they had a school that remained operational until about 1930.
Well, that's going to do it for today. Pretty interesting day. We started up there, by South Dakota in the grassland. Had a few towns kind of in the middle, and then this stretch here in the Sandhills with these ghost towns and unincorporated communities. Pretty fascinating. Keep going east, you're going to see more of that. So I'll have to come back another time and continue this journey down Nebraska Highway 2. Really enjoyed it. Here in Ellsworth, and found a good one. That spins really well. Could use a little mowing here. Pretty standard, good spinner, 7.3.